the Chinese interest in St. Martin. We have, it might sound as if, hey, Chinese are coming to St. Martin for the first time. Chinese have been in St. Martin ever since the 1950s, 60s. Chinese have been in St. Martin with laundries and then with restaurants, and now they have virtually taken over every supermarket on the island. But now there's a new presence in the group that is promoting the China Caribbean hub on St. Martin, which is totally different. We've discussed that in the past and the possibilities that it offers and creates for St. Martin. The minister said that they were aware, and the reason why they wanted to discuss it was more as to if we would need any assistance from them in facilitating certain things through the embassy and whatnot, but not that they were raising any objections to it. We also discussed the U.S. preclearance, why specifically as well. It's not only because the U.S. preclearance is primarily an agreement, in the U.S. preclearance, we have actually 4 agreements that we would have to sign or agree to between St. Martin and the preclearance people. The first agreement, however, is an agreement between the U.S. government and the kingdom on behalf of St. Martin. So before you can carry out any preclearance activities or further negotiate with the airport or any other entity, there must be first that agreement between the kingdom on behalf of St. Martin and the American government, but also in view of the fact that Schiphol was also one of the airports that was selected for preclearance, and they had just started the discussions and the negotiations. So the identical documents that we have to respond to is what Schiphol and the Dutch government, not Schiphol, then the Dutch government has had. So we are basically busy comparing notes. And even though Aruba already has had preclearance for some years now, Aruba's preclearance was amended several times, I think twice before. Now, again, they have made some amendments which will go into effect somewhere around the 17th or the 18th of March. But the agreement with St. Martin is still a different agreement. Ours, maybe you can say, is based on the 21st century model. Theirs is an older model, an older version, but particularly the one with Schiphol or with the Dutch government is going to be basically the draft identical to the one for St. Martin. Of course, you can have a different approach on some of the issues, but the minister was hoping that we could have, where that is concerned, a unified approach between the Dutch government and the St. Martin government, that we can basically tackle it the same way. Our advisors are busy going through it, and we should have a response ready. Hopefully by next week, we should have a response ready to send a first response at least to the draft that we have received.
A renovation, that's no problem. GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
Telcel Night of the Hitmakers. Telcel Night of the Hitmakers. 5th year anniversary. The dance floor is back. Friday, April 28th, 2017 at Carnival Village. The ultimate dance party featuring Impact Band, Kai, formerly known as Karimi, Jean-Marc Ferdinand, Claudius Phillips, Farmer Nappy, and the Queen of Bacchanal, Destra. See you at the 5th year anniversary of Telcel Night of the Hitmakers. Partners, Telcel. This is an extra tight entertainment production. Just say I.
About 3 weeks ago, USZV had a meeting, a press meeting with us, and one of the things they said to us is that they have about 200 million outstanding debts, people that owe and that are not paying. What I'm asking you today, would USZV, which falls under your ministry as well as the labor minister inspectors, will they be participating in this joint control in order for USZV to get their monies?
In the past, we had initiated a cooperation between the SZV and the inspectorate. It made sense, again, because they have, number one, they have vehicles. The inspectorate has an issue at the moment with sufficient amounts of vehicles. And as far as I know, nothing has changed in that cooperation. Glenn was off island. He's just returned. So certainly I don't have any problems cooperating with SZV. On the inspections, also sharing some of the resources to make sure we're more efficient. So I don't have any problems with it. I assume that nothing has changed in that cooperation.
Any update on what's government position on the post office, the finances there?
Indeed, I've said it so often, and of course one would want to say, so when is government going to do something about it? We have just not yet started physically doing something, but the planning, there are discussions going on as to how to deal with the post office. As I said, the main problem that the post office has is that it never had, to use the Dutch, een gezonde startpositie. They never had they start off totally on the wrong foot. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for bankruptcy. The post office, as we knew it back in the days of the Netherlands Antilles, cannot sustain itself with the amount of employees that it has. The responsibilities of a post office, just the nature of the business has changed. People go to Punto Mio, they go to Rapidito, they go to DHL, they go to Western Union, they go to all over, and the amount of work for the post office is limited. But if you just keep the amount of employees they had, you have a payroll that is way too high to sustain the income of the post office. So for the post office to survive, it is obvious you need to change the entire structure there, and that preparations are being made to do so. So unless that takes place, the post office will continue to suffer losses basically every day, every month.
You said discussions between the Council of Ministers, or discussion with who?
Discussions between the Prime Minister and third parties on finding a solution for the way forward.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, fun within your reach.
The director of the St. Martin Jubilee Library, Ms. Monique Alberts, that was suspended as of February 1st by a board that outlived their time. And you told me basically that that's not your jurisdiction and you cannot make a statement. Can you now tell me what's the difference between the library as a foundation and NEPA?
Thank you for the question, Bibi. Firstly, let me say that the National Institute for Professional Advancement is one which we helped to establish in the sense of moving forward. This was a goal of government to be able to provide this type of education, and we also now have a representative on the board. As the library board stands, there is no government representation. It's a independent, you can say, foundation, which is running the library. It receives a subsidy from government for which it has to report in order to continue to receiving this subsidy. When I met with Ms. Alberts twice, and when she came back the second time requesting a meeting, I invited the board along because, as I said before, I have no control as so to speak, except over the subsidy where the library is concerned. So I mentioned that I would like to sit and talk with both parties. I heard them both, they heard each other. We had an amicable meeting in which it was clear that certain things were done wrong and had to be rectified, which included getting the board up to par. There were not as many active members, etc., and some had been on long. But had they left, when they left, they would have left the board with no one. So they went through the process to solicit for new board members. I have not been updated as yet as to whether there is a new board or whether this new board executed the suspension or the old board did. So I'm still looking for the information. Still, as such, I cannot directly interfere in this, as I said to you over the telephone. There is little that I can do except evaluate whether the board is legal, whether it is legal to be receiving and requesting the funding that it requires to run the library. But the internal organization of the library, I mean, I have spoken to them in terms of executing proper governance and communicating as an entity to its director. And further than that, I have no influence.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
One,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
So you have things set up right now that you have, you're doing TV programs, you're doing radio programs to let people be aware to attend to this thing on the 25th of March.
Yes, that's correct. We're doing extensive radio and television programs with the stakeholders to let the public know that, yes, the health fair is going on and the date that's going to be there. And just let everybody know that, that time of year again, and the health fair is on. Yes, come on out. It's free of charge. There's no cost to the public for this fair. All cost is on the Lions Club, and it's all about you and your health, knowledge of different things that's going on within your body. We're having the cardiologist this year doing a presentation about hypertension and stroke. Last year we started doing presentations with pharmacists. We had Dr. Ofrinka, we had Notary last year, and this year we decided to keep that trend and having presentations. So we're having the cardiologist this year doing a presentation about hypertension and stroke, and we also have SXM. They're going to be doing 2 presentations also, giving the public more information as to what they are doing as a healthcare provider. So yes, come on out, March 25th, Festival Village from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, March 25th, Lion Rudy Hoover Health and Wellness Fair.
He has given himself to this country for more than 30 years. He has given himself to this country in every field that you could think of. He has been in both councils in Guadeloupe and also the council in St. Martin. And every time he served the people of St. Martin right. This time, to reward him with the hard work that he has done, we're going to give him more work to do. And you are not going to be disappointed. Listen, for too long, you, the people of Sandy Ground, has been dealing with the issue of domain land. We are not here to make promises. Mustn't make sure we have an organic law that gives the power to the politicians in St. Martin to make the decision to straighten the second parliamentary problem. We are not making promises. That was not a promise. That was hard work that caused him to do that. Today, we have had people in office and we have had people who talk about that. But the result shows that you still don't have a title for your land. We believe in empowering the people. We believe that if you own a piece of property in this land, you have a certain amount of power. So what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that we put a commission in place in order for you to walk into an office and sit in with that person and deal with the domain land problem, because it's a serious problem. And if you have all of those people in St. Martin with that problem, you need special attention. And the special attention is going to come from this party.
So now is the time to vote MJP. You understand? Now is the time. Give us the support and we will work for you all. Vote for Mosington and his group. It's our group. Love one, love all. Thank you very much.
And I asked the French Quarter people, are you aboard MGP ship? They said, yes, we are on board. I'm asking in Sandy Ground tonight, the same question, are you aboard MGP ship? All aboard!
Why does you elect politicians? This is the question. The politicians there to represent the people. That's what we're there for. As MJP said, people first. But if you elect the politician, and when time comes, you're going to see the politician for a reason, and you need 2 months before you could see an elected person. People, where we going with that? when the people got a problem, they want to know that they elect people that could represent them, so that when they go and ask to see somebody, you don't always need to see the president, because in MJP, everybody in this team will be valuable. Okay, everybody will be valuable. And we will have what you call a communication policy. If you speak to me, you speak to Mouth. If you speak to Mouth, you speak to Danny. If you speak to Danny, you speak to Pierre. If you speak to Pierre, so everybody, we will communicate between us. So you don't have to take a month to see the president or to see somebody else, because MJP will be representing you, the people.